Really pleased with our performance. I think when you play as well as we did and dominate for as long as we did, I think it was very pleasing. Obviously, we would like to have taken a couple of the chances that we had, but I think overall the performance was excellent, which is exactly what we want a week before the start of the season.
Do you have a starting lineup in mind for this weekend?
I mean, obviously we have one in mind, but I mean, there's a full week's training ahead. So I think for us, it's a case of seeing how the lads perform in training as well. I think we still need to break down St. Louis and look at them and try and figure out what way we're going to approach that game as regards their strengths and their weaknesses. So there's still a lot to do. I mean, it's Monday, so there's a full week's training ahead of us.
Is this like a Christmas week sort of deal? So
Yeah, I mean it's nice to actually finally have the season, ready to start. I think that the off season for me is so long, so I think we're all at this stage just ready and raring to go. So it'll be great once to get out on Saturday and get back in front of our supporters.
personnel wise, do you have what you thought you would have at the end of last season coming into this year?
Yeah, I mean I think it was very difficult at the end of last year. Obviously, it's disappointment of obviously losing the championship final. I think then it becomes a real quick turnaround and so many players trying to re-sign them, and I think we can be very pleased with the off-season's work. I think with this group of players I'm really excited going into this season with the group of players that we have. We're really pleased with the work we've been able to do in the off-season.
Where are the areas that you guys are better personnel wise?
I like other people to make judgments. I don't want to make any statements on what I think or what I think. I mean, talk is cheap. We've got a full week's training ahead of us, and then we need to get out. We need to give a strong performance against what will be a very tough game against St. Louis. I mean, Precky's gone in there. They've made some big signings as well, so they'll have a lot of expectation themselves. So I mean, it's a tough league this year. When you look at St. Louis, you look at Ottawa, Tampa, New York again, and then you've got Richmond, Charleston, Orlando B will want to have a strong year again. So there's a lot of teams in the East that are really vying for a strong year. So it makes for a really great league.
So you guys like a decent amount of preseason games in the training ground, but in a league that has a decent amount of turnover, that first game, how tough is it to scout that first opponent?
Yeah, I mean it's difficult. I mean we obviously were down in IMG. We saw St. Louis when they played a couple of games down there. But it's very difficult because in pre-season you're playing games where you have different 11s. A lot of coaches will play different 11s, first 45, second 45. So again, it's trying to manage really formations and what you believe the personnel will be. But it's difficult to try and get that, especially for the first game of the season.
Richard seems like he's been pretty active in the preseason games so far. How's he been doing?
Yeah, no, he's come in. He's worked really hard. I mean, he was someone that we'd earmarked from the off season that we were hopeful that the MLS combine wouldn't, from a selfish standpoint, wouldn't actually offer him a place, and we were fortunate that didn't, and then we were able to bring him into our training camp, and he's someone who we've been aware of for. Even after, I joke with him in our first pre-season game when he scored against us. So he's someone we've monitored for a while, and we were hopeful that we were going to be able to sign him, and we have. So we're looking forward to working with Richard. He's been the first 5 weeks he's been here. He's been great. So long may that continue.
Playing him more on the wings?
I think for us, he's played on the wing. He can play up top. He can play through the middle. I think the great thing with Richard is he's got such great speed. He can play anywhere across the front four positions if you like. So I think he gives us some good options going forward.